You see those moments there. State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo caught Garcia as she was passing out.
Hi, I'm Ileana Garcia, and I founded Latinas for Trump on the premise of how important it was for me to convey to the rest of the world that there are a lot of Latinos and Latinas supporting Donald J. Trump. It was all about, I'd say, feeling, about expressing the importance of freedom. I think that in the beginning I saw so much antagonism because of some of the comments that he had made to me were completely misinterpreted, but I can understand how different people can feel in different manners. When I saw that there were people that were unfriending people and were threatening other people because they liked Donald Trump, I was like, no, this is crazy. This is something that you see in a third world country, in a communist country. This can't possibly happen in my United States. So for me, it was really important to go out and to bring these people out of the woodworks that I knew that they were there. They were part of the silent majority as well. And to create this movement.
A few years later.
So, Governor, forgive me. I've got to sit down because I am not feeling well.
You see those moments there, State Surgeon General, and some really scary moments here during Governor DeSantis' news conference in Miami when State Senator Ileana Garcia appeared to faint at the podium.
So, Governor, forgive me. I've got to sit down because I am not feeling well.
You see those moments there. State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo caught Garcia as she was passing out. Now, he helped her for a few minutes before Garcia got back up and continued on speaking there at that news conference.
Hello, guys. Welcome and thank you so much for being here. Please like and share this video. So you guys just saw the moment that the founder of Latino for Trump passed out on stage during a press conference with Governor Ron DeSantis. Anyways, while the reason for her passing out has never been disclosed, I believe that this has something to do with her guilty conscience after realizing how she screwed her own community. I mean, why wouldn't she pass out when everywhere she turned, she is reminded of the consequences of her vote, of what she supported, of what she stood for? She's seen the results of her actions, good or bad, and in this situation, in this case, very, very bad, okay? If she were Moses, she would not be taking her people into the promised land. Instead, she'd be sending them back to Pharaoh to get killed. That's the way I see it. And it's so ridiculous because now she's on social media moaning and groaning about how bad things are, about this is not what they voted for, rah, rah, rah. Let me go ahead and share some of the things that she's currently saying, because take a look.
Latinas for Trump founder Ileana Garcia has long been one of Donald Trump's most vocal supporters. But following his administration's escalation of the protests in Los Angeles, she's now saying this is not what we voted for. On Saturday, the Florida senator of Cuban descent spoke against the latest wave of ICE raids and deportations and condemned the Trump administration on X. I am deeply disappointed by these actions. This is not what we voted for. I have always supported Trump through thick and thin. However, this is unacceptable and inhumane, she wrote. What we are witnessing are arbitrary measures to hunt down people who are complying with their immigration hearings, in many cases with credible fear of persecution claims, all driven by a Miller-like desire to satisfy a self-fabricated deportation goal. This undermines the sense of fairness and justice that the American people value. Despite backing the president through scandals, impeachments, and 2 elections, Garcia now says the current actions don't reflect the platform she built. Florida Representative Maria Elvira Salazar, a Republican of Cuban descent, also criticized the administration's crackdown on immigration, posting a written statement to X that read, "I remain clear in my position. Anyone with a pending asylum case, status adjustment petition, or similar claim deserves to go through the legal process," she wrote. It is an indisputable fact that the vast majority of these individuals fled Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua, the 3 most brutal regimes in our hemisphere. I will always stand with justice and with our community. Both politicians said they hope to meet with DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and Trump to discuss these issues.
Okay, so first of all, let me just say this right off the bat. This narrative that this is not what she signed up for, however it was worded, it's so ridiculous to me because this is the same woman. If you guys listen at the beginning of the video, she was basically saying that there were certain things, words that Trump said that were misconstrued or whatever. Like, she know that this is a volatile administration. The Trump's administration is a volatile one. They have no regard for anybody that does not 100% look like them. So trying to backpedal and say this is not what we signed up for, to me that's just ridiculous. Maybe she wants something from Trump. Maybe once Trump does what she wants Trump to do, she's going to turn a blind eye. It is also not lost on me that a lot of those people who are now saying this is not what we signed up for, blah, 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 it is very obvious. One of them actually came out the other time and confessed that they had a meeting and they were promised that people, the Latino community who are actively seeking immigration, whatever, that they're not going to be touched. They were promised. These people were made to believe that Trump was not going after the Latino community. You know what I mean? So a lot of these people from, for example, Cuba, the Cuba community or whatever, a lot of them, Venezuela, obviously did not think that they were going to be affected by Trump's policy. Maybe because they were hearing things, maybe they were being promised, they were being assured in their various groups, in their various echo chambers that, oh, let's just take this to the finish line and get Trump elected. Trump is going to keep his promise for you. Trump is never going to come for your community, because the level of annoyance, they are very upset. Okay, the ones who are brave enough to actually speak out about Trump's terrible policies, they are very upset at the turnout of events. They are very upset because this is not what they anticipated. This was not what they were promised by the Trump's administration. This was not what they were told. And so naturally, the ones who are bold, you know what I mean? So a lot of these people a come to Jesus moment or whatever, to actually say, okay, I messed up big time. Okay, I was not expecting this. This was not what we were expecting. This was not what we voted for. You know what I mean? As opposed to the ones, even though they have family members, they themselves are directly impacted by Trump's immigration policies on account of family members getting arrested, family members being locked up inside because they are afraid to go out. They don't want to go and do their daily jobs because they are afraid that ICE agents will pick them up and send them back to El Salvador. Okay, so a lot of the people who voted for Trump under the belief that they were not going to be touched, not many of them are coming out to say, this is not what we voted for. You promised us that the Latino community was going to be safe. Not a lot of them have the basic human decency to actually come out and push back on Trump. A lot of them will face you and tell you, I don't care, this is what I voted for. Even though deep down in their hearts, they know that this is not what they voted for. Even though deep down in their hearts, they have family members, they have members of their communities, they have friends, they have relatives who are directly impacted, but they will never have the basic human decency because they don't want to give you the satisfaction of seeing them squirm, of seeing them have any kind of regret for their vote, because they see that as a sign of weakness. But in reality, it's not a weakness to have a come to Jesus moment and be like, and have a mea culpa moment and be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I voted for this. I am so sorry. This is not what I was expecting. They actually see that as a weakness. And those are the same people who voted for Trump because they thought he was a strong man. They saw him as a symbol of strength. Like, it just really tells you how screwed a lot of these people are, their priorities and everything else. But yeah, it's a very interesting situation that is unfolding. And I'm not even gonna lie, I am here for all of it. I am here for everything. I don't understand. I don't understand the reason why they keep calling on Black people. Oh, Black people come here. Black people come and save us. Black people come and do this and come and do that. Like, I don't get it. And it's not just Latino communities, not just the Latino community who are having the bias, remorse, or whatever when it comes to Trump. We've also seen that in the Palestinian community. We've also seen them call on Black people, where are you? Black people, come save us. Really? The reason why we were all clamoring, the reason why we were asking for your support to elect Vice President Kamala Harris was to avoid all of this. That was the reason why. We were trying to avoid this. At least, no matter what you think of Vice President Kamala Harris and what you think her presidency was going to be, I promise you that it was never going to be this. She never would have done this. She never would have done this. But hey, this was why we were telling you. We like, just let's get her through this finish line. Let her get elected. And then at least see, just take a look, give her 4 years to see what she can do. And if she disappoints you, then, you can vote her out. You know what I mean? But no, just the fact that this woman is a biracial woman, black woman, was like a major turn off for them. Again, it's not even like Vice President Kamala Harris. I don't even think it's something personal to her. They just don't like black people. They don't think black people should be in any position of authority. Okay, because it's just how they think. So they would rather give their vote to a orange human or just sit it out altogether, which by default, you're basically voting for him. Those who voted for him and those who just sat it out, you guys are pretty much on the same boat. And now the rest of the world is suffering for the consequences of your action. So yeah, I feel no pity on any of these people. I think everything that they are getting, they are deserving of it. Does that make me a bad person? Oh, well, it is what it is. If that helps you feel good, then I'll let you have that. But I'm not going to be like the fact that they keep calling black people, come and do this, because our bodies are only good for protest and sacrificing for your cause. When you will not even like us enough, accept us enough to even do what we pleaded with you to do for us. Get Vice President Kamala Harris elected, knowing fully well that everyone was going to benefit, not just black people, every single person, white, women, Palestinians, Latinos, everyone was going to benefit. But you guys played in our faces, and then especially the Latino community, because this stories about them, you guys literally played in our faces, and then you gave your, not only did you come out, you came out in record numbers to vote for Trump. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. And now you want people to like come and put themselves at risk for you again? Nah, we're not doing that. It also isn't lost on me how by the time she dropped, it was this black man who came and supposedly rescued her. I really think that is kind of symbolic, and it's kind of reminiscent of how they are now calling on black people to come and rescue them again. I saw this guy supposed to be the state surgeon general or something. He just swooped in and he, picked her up before she could smash her head against the pavement or whatever. But again, this is very, very ironic and reminiscent of how they pretty much want black people to save them. But when black people need the help of other people, we get nothing. We get zilch. We get goose eggs. But yeah, now let everybody just sort themselves out. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment. Like and share. Catch you later. Bye.